Yo, what's up? Y'all like fucking dumb shit? I like dumb shit.
Good night, sweet bird. Good night. Good night. Good night, little bird.
What's going on, everybody? The year is 2025, and for the first video of the year, I knew I wanted to do a movie review. I haven't done a movie since, like, I don't know, October or something. Had the movie all picked out, all ready to go. Then my brother gets a hold of me and says, hey, I'm sending you some stuff through the mail. It's a late Christmas gift, whatever the fuck. And then not only did this shirt come in, but a movie that I literally have not seen since I was like, oh my god, 10 years old, maybe younger than that. The Journey to the Beginning of Time. Journey to the Beginning of Time was released in 1955 and directed by KAREL ZEMAN. KAREL ZEMAN was a filmmaker from Yugoslavia, and he could easily be put into that category with Willis O'Brien and Ray Harryhausen for being some of the top-notch special effects pioneers. I guess he started off as like an animator and went on to, you know, pretty much produce and make his own movies. This was a man with a vision, long story short. His film career, though, did not last very long, because apparently at some point the Russian-Soviet army came into Yugoslavia, came into his film studio, and pretty much put an end to it.
Thanks, Soviet Russia. No fun for anybody.
At some point during his career, he wanted to make a movie about nature. And not just nature, but a history of life on Earth. Like, the whole Earth. Pretty ambitious project for a 1950s movie, if you ask me. We had this one movie when I was real young called Fantastic Dinosaurs of the Movies, which was pretty much a giant showcase of old monster movies and dinosaur movies from like the 50s on up to like the 70s. Journey to the Beginning of Time was one of these movies, and from the moment the trailer starts, I was like, wow, that's cool. If you haven't seen my Fantastic Dinosaurs video, I suggest it. In 1960, we got an English dub version of the film, which is the movie that me and my brother ended up watching. Took it home, threw it in, and man, the rest is history, I guess. This is one of the only examples I can think of where they combine education and entertainment correctly. Honest to goodness edutainment movie. The movie opens up and introduces us to the four main characters, Doc, Ben, Jojo, and Tony, who I'm assuming are European tourists hanging out in New York City. It's like, it is never really stated outright how these boys know each other, but if I had to guess, I'm assuming they're all related. If they're not all brothers, then maybe brothers, cousins, best friends, whatever, doesn't matter. Their first stop is to the National Museum, alright. They marvel at giant skeletons of dinosaurs, pretty cool. He bought a book, a diary, so he could jot down all the things that they happened to see on this vacation, whatever it is. They look at more skeletons like Stegosaurus, the Allosaurus, and of course no dinosaur exhibit wouldn't be without a Tyrannosaurus skeleton. They look at some chart that tells about how these animals evolved and all the different dinosaur trees and whatnot. You know what? I would love to go to a museum and check out these giant fossilized skeletons. One day, I'm gonna have to take a trip to go see some dinosaur skeletons, wherever they be at. They take a look at a little chart here that pretty much explains that humanity is new to this planet, and everything else that came before it was millions and millions and millions of years old. And he says, the further back you go in time, the simpler life becomes. After they get done sightseeing, they're like, oh, we want to sit down in front of this old Indian boat. And they look up and they see this weird wooden statue staring down at them. Almost creepy-like, right? After they get done with the museum, they're like, you know what, let's rent a boat and let's go rowing on the river. That'll be fun. And while they're out cruising around, they see something out in the water. Oh, it looks like a cave. Well, hell, why not? Let's go inside. We're adventurous. They go inside the cave only to be like, hey, it's like a tunnel. There's light on the other side. Let's go ahead and go on through. And when they come out of the cave, the little lake they seem to be on is way bigger now. And it's got something on the water. Some kind of hard crust. They're like, what the fuck? It was just summer a minute ago. Now all of a sudden there's ice on the river? And yeah, holy shit. Where are you? Doc, who is the narrator of the movie, goes on to say that they brought sweaters, extra food, clean water, and other camping supplies. They decide to say, fuck it, let's go ahead and try to make it through. We've come prepared. Let's put on our warm clothes. If this was me and my brother, like, we would have gotten 2 minutes into this trip, saw all that ice and went,
let's turn back, please.
If it was me going on this journey, my trip would have ended here. They push on, rowing through some serious ice, like, goddamn, dude. Doc goes on to say that we can always push forward. I mean, shit, if we want to go home, all we gotta do is go back. Like, it won't be hard to follow the river. It'll be okay. Let's keep going. And everybody's instantly like, yeah, let's keep going. So much so that they're ready to drag the boat out of the water and carry it on land. Heave ho, bro, let's go, let's go. They pitched a tent to rest for the night. And they got a whole goddamn campsite set up, and fire, and cooking, and all this. Like, man, these boys are well prepared for this shit. This is going to be really hard for me to say, and I'm honestly a little sad for saying it. But video games killed this kind of activity. This whole outdoor adventure camping thing. Because this is back in 1955. These kids did not have video games. Like, man. Simpler times, dude. Simpler times. If that had been nowadays, that pot would have been full of ramen noodles. They probably got like beef bouillon and water. Ah, goddamn smoke. Give me this junk book. I'm gonna fan this bitch. Quit it, fucker. That's my diary. Hey, you got a diary? Why don't you write down what we did today? Yeah, alright. That's a good idea. Jot, jot, jot. Whenever he gets to be writing in his book, we get some narration about what he thinks is going on. The very next day, they make it through the ice, and they can see trees and grass on the other side. But then all of a sudden, they see something up on the bank, and they're like, let's get closer and see what it is.
It's an elephant. Elephant, eh? Ever hear of an elephant roaming the woods of New York State? Or any state for that matter?
When you see the mammoth from the back, it's like a full-scale animatronic. But when you see it from the front, it becomes a stop-motion figure. This movie does a lot of stop-motion mixed with real models and animatronics to create kind of a unique visual experience.
Let me look. Quiet, you two.
Quit screwing around, dickface. He's not even looking at us. So I'm gonna make him look at us. Hey, look at me, I'm dumb as hell. Ooh.
Jojo, you're playing with fire. Did you ever see an elephant that big? Oh, it's such like those and covered with all that hair? Take a good look, boys. Fat in a prehistoric manner. My words felt like sledgehammers on the boys' ears. They knew I was right.
That's where Doc finally lays out what he thinks is going on, which is the further they travel down the river, the further they travel back in time. And it seems that we have just made it through the Ice Age and into the, I can't remember what was before the Ice Age, but it was the age in which the woolly mammoths existed in.
You mean we're going back in time? Is that impossible?
Fuck was that?
Tell that to the mammoth. There's no question about it. We've gone over 1 million years back into time. Let's go back, Doc. Why? This is the chance of a lifetime. A trip any scientist would give his eye teeth to make. I say let's go on. We still have plenty of supplies. Heck, we can always find our way back.
The next day they go ashore and then they come across the cave. And they're like, what's inside? Turns out they find all kinds of stuff inside. Some kind of ancient deer antler.
An awful big kind. Boy, this must weigh 100 pounds at least.
They find mammoth tusks and parts of mammoth tusks. They're like, this must be the cave of a hunter caveman or something, maybe. What's this stick in the rocks? Oh, wee. Hey.
This must be the club he killed him at.
You mean to say he'd go out hunting just with that? I sure hope he's not around.
For real. And they're like, hey, listen, I think there's a back way out of this. There's another passage that goes there. In the other room, they find cave paintings.
These are prehistoric drawings. They were all done by cavemen.
They make it out of the cave, and one of the boys, Tony, says, hey, I'm gonna go take some pictures. I'll be back.
I'm just going to take a couple of pictures.
Ah, you fucking dumbass. Where do you think you're going? Look at that Mayan artifact he's carrying. What an old camera. Wow. While he's out looking around, he comes across a big hole in the ground and a spear. Pretty cool shit. Man, that's badass. Feel the weight. Yup. Feeling good. Tell you what, why not? Let's give it a throw. Take this bitch. Whoa! Oh, fucking gross. What are you doing? Stand up. The rest of the boys are like, what the fuck? Where is he? I can't see him.
Down, Jojo. We'll have to make a search.
I would just wait for him to come back to the boat, but I guess a search party is something else. But then,
Ben, look at that.
there's some trouble across the way. Ooh. Oh, I'll stab you. Ah.
What are they?
Rhinoceros, but they're woolly.
But they're woolly. Yeah, fight. Oh. Oh.
Gosh, the big one beat him.
They look to be about the same size.
We gotta find Tony.
But then little Goober hears something. What's that? Oh shit. It's a caveman with a spear coming to kill me.
I just saw a caveman with a spear.
What is it?
Coming right towards me with a spear.
Oh fuck, did you really?
There he is, do you see?
Ooh boy. But
Tony, oh,
it's just a buddy covered in shit is all. No big deal. Let's get a shot of you looking all fucking weird.
out of the way.
Look at that camera. Woo!
First caveman.
Ah, Jojo.
Now, if it was me and I was going back in time with a group of my buddies, after that incident, I would instantly be like, alright, this ain't fucking Scooby-Doo. We're not splitting up. We're not doing none of that shit. We all stay as a group. Because, I mean, seriously, anything out here could pick us off one by one, but if we stay together as a group, safety in numbers at least, right? They're all in an agreement to continue down the river toward the beginning of time. And then, palm trees.
Look, palm trees.
Yay, they rejoice that it's not fucking cold and shitty no more.
It's just like summer again. Let's get rid of these warm clothes.
Hey, fuck this shit. It's time to strip down.
Gazelle, just like in Africa.
Antelopes. Elephants, too.
No, it looks like an elephant, but it's a kind of offshoot. See the way his tusks grow from his lower jaw? He's a Dinotherium. The word is Greek for terrible beast, but he didn't last too long. Probably because his tusks were useless for fighting.
Uh-oh, look, there's a lioness.
Uh-oh.
Lion's bad for hunting.
That's no lioness. That's the meanest killer of the tertiary period. A saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah, that's what's gonna get you when you wander off alone.
Look at those animals run. Not much different from the giraffes in our zoo, are they? This is the period in which most modern-day life began.
God damn it, little bastard. I told him not to go running off, but, how far could he have gone? Turns out he's made himself a little fishing rod. Again, something I would have never been able to figure out. And what the... Do you have something? Hey! Ooh, what? What? Oh, wow. Hey, what do you got there? Come here! Hey, oh my God, what a beast! There you are, you little motherfucker.
Did you hear us calling you? Why didn't you answer?
Give me your hand.
Come on, help me, I caught something. You guys want to eat, right? Come here. Flap, flap, flap.
What a beauty!
Isn't he something? We'll eat him tonight for dinner.
Yeah, they know how to cook and clean fish, too, apparently.
Good work, boy. It's a pet.
Ooh, I got slapped in the face.
10 pounds at least.
They continue on down the river and a big-ass rainstorm starts happening and scaring the children with the lightning, I guess. Yeah, here come the rain, boys. Oh, shit. What? No, sir. Hey, fuck it, let's just fucking row in here, I guess, for no reason. I don't know. They decide to spend the night on the boat because it's too wet everywhere after the rainstorm to start a fire, and, you know, just whatever. We're just gonna sleep on the boat tonight, no big deal. Doc is writing in his journal and talking about how the animals they've seen up until this point have been familiar, but not quite what we know nowadays. And he hypothesizes that the further they go down the river, they're going to start seeing shit that they ain't never seen before. They can't even place what the hell this thing is, you know? What the hell was that noise? Oh, crap. Ah! These alligators roar. Yeah, I got a lamp. Swing, swing. What the fuck? Hypnotize. Ah! Swing, swing. Wouldn't that be flinging oil everywhere? I don't really know how those lamps work. I know it's fire burning a fuel, but wouldn't flinging it around cause whatever? I'm looking too much into it.
A little flame. Just a flame. But it meant safety for all of us. What a moment it must have been when man first discovered fire.
I agree. That brings up a pretty interesting point. How long do you think it took primitive man to realize that, hey, fire good, you know, we can use it to light things. We can use it for warmth. And hell, how long did it take before somebody realized you could use fire to cook food? Like, man, you want to talk about trial and error. I wonder how long it took them to, you know, figure that out. On a little side note, let me make a little recommendation for you real quick with The Quest for Fire. This movie is about cavemen who discover fire and try to bring it back to their tribe because I guess they're whatever, they could use it and they, you know what I mean? But this is a movie that kind of, you know what, touches on the subject of what primitive man did when they first discovered fire. Stars Ray Dong Chong and Ron Perlman. Recommend it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's pretty neat. In the morning, they're washing up and about ready to get back on the boat and get back on the water. But then...
Jojo, don't make any sudden move.
Oh, fuck, dude. Fuck that shit! Ah! Yeah, throw sticks at it. Fuck you, bro. Fuck you. Ah! Stock footage. Oh, wait, what? This is the only part in the movie where the effects are a little meh, you know, about what I expect from a 1950s movie. Because they combine some actual stock footage of a jaguar mixed with a stop-motion model sitting up in the tree. It's kind of a confusing scene. It's supposed to be some kind of thrilling thing about them narrowly escaping a jaguar attack. But whatever, that scene lasts like 2 seconds and then it's over. They're back on the boat and everything's fine. Whatever. The more they travel down the river, the more animals they see. Hey, a giraffe. Doc goes into a little explanation about why all ancient life has both Latin and Greek names. He pretty much says that everybody's got a Latin and Greek name, so every scientist from across the world will know what they're talking about. I don't really know if that's true, but I mean, it does kind of check out in my head. Latin and Greek are two of the oldest languages out there that are still kind of, I guess, known. So, I don't know. That explanation kind of checks out for me. They spend the day sightseeing, and they're about ready to get back on the water, when for whatever the hell reason, Doc decides to go off on his own and start wandering through the fucking tall grass, where he's been saying like saber-toothed tigers and shit are out there, so don't go wandering off. Yeah, there's the reason why you need to fucking stay together. Giant predatory animals. Oh shit. Yup. You don't want that look. This is my favorite bird noise. Hey, how did prehistoric ostriches sound? Oh, they sound like ah! And they're like, what the fuck? I don't know if it's just me, but I believe all birds are carnivorous. What bird have you ever met that don't eat bugs and worms and shit? Especially big ass bird like, I don't know, an ostrich? You mean to tell me if I put a fish in front of him he wouldn't eat it? I doubt it. Doc goes on to explain while they're on the bow that before the Tertiary period was the Mesozoic era, which is the age of dinosaurs. So they're all like, really? We should be coming up on that, right? Where are they at?
Look, Jojo, dragons! Flying monsters!
Oh.
Holy smoke!
Cool. Uh-oh.
Look out! They've seen us! Here they come!
Whoa! Hey! No! I love the bird noise. I'll get him. I'll smack that bitch with an oar.
Watch out!
Oh!
Steady! Are you okay, Jojo? They're going away! I hope they don't come back.
Ah.
Why, that was close!
They only wanted to look at us.
Look at us, huh?
You didn't have to worry anyhow. It says here in my notes that they only eat fish.
Oh, sure. That's because they never tasted a boy before.
I remember watching this movie with my grandma when I was very young, and that line where it's like, we don't have to worry, says in my notes that they only eat fish. And he's like, oh, sure, that's because they never tasted a boy before. My grandma got a big kick out of that. She thought that was so funny when she first heard it. They pull the boat ashore to start checking some shit out. They mention how different the plant life looks here. Which it does. Those things are like giant pineapples. They're over here kind of fascinated by what the plant life is. And dude's like, fuck that shit, man, check this shit out.
Wow!
They're like, what is it? Oh, wow, that's a dinosaur.
That's a Styracosaurus. You can tell from all that armor he built for fighting. Not too bright, though.
And then later on, they see a Stegosaurus.
Look, fellas, a Stegosaurus. Just like the one we saw in the museum, remember?
Think it's the same one?
It might be, Jojo. Who knows?
Ooh.
Just like the Trachodon we saw at the museum. Incredible, isn't it?
Fuck y'all looking at? Whatever. Go back to eating fucking grass. This is one of my favorite effects in the whole movie. This brontosaurus is a painting except for its neck. It's the only thing that moves.
Let me have some binoculars, will you, Doc? I want to get a good look at him so I can tell my kids about him someday.
They're like, wow. What a thing. Look at a mean mug in the book y'all looking at. Can't a motherfucker eat in peace?
What an effort it must be for him to support his enormous weight out of water.
No fat shaming, Mr. Man.
Yet he seems gentle enough. We're going to try to investigate him at close range.
No, anything that weighs tons is not gentle. If I was in that boat and I heard him say, I want to get closer, I want to get a good look, I'd turn to him and be like, if he's so goddamn big, can't you fucking see him from here? As they're hanging out on the bank at nighttime, they see across the water the Stegosaurus. And they're like, oh, cool, check it out. But then, what's that coming across the way? Uh-oh.
Look at the Stegosaurus. He's getting ready to meet an attack.
Oh shit, you wanna fight? Wag, wag, tail, wag, wag, tail. Oh yes, bite, bite, kill, bite.
Stegosaurus neck, there's no armor there.
But then, Stegosaurus returns fire with a stab. And a stab! Ow! Oh, you bastard, I didn't know you were gonna stab me. Son of a bitch. Oh, his neck's bleeding. And he pretty much slowly lumbers around until he eventually dies. Next day, they get on the boat and they're like, let's go check him the fuck out. Oh shit, there he is. Big, giant, full-scale model of a Stegosaurus. How about that? That's pretty dope. Right before they start examining it, they send little JoJo back to the boat to go get their, diary and pencils and stuff so they can write down measurements and stuff. Then, JoJo says, boys, check this shit out. And they're like, what? What is it now? And they run back. Fucking boat's destroyed. Oh no. What did you do, JoJo? Let's hear you try to explain this one. God damn it, you're only gone for a minute. How could you have done this?
How did it happen? Trampled right over it. A giant, judging by the traces he left.
Oh yeah, big giant dinosaur just walked on your crap that you left laying in the middle of the road. Good job.
Look at it.
Poor little turd.
It was this way when I got here. All smashed to pieces.
We're finished. It's a complete...
Son of a bitch, what do we do now? They tell him, cheer up, little fucker. We got an axe and we're like engineers. We can build a raft. We're not done yet. And yeah, they did that. Now they look like they're on the fucking Amazon or something.
Shrouded us, and we knew we were leaving the Mesozoic era behind.
Oh god, it looks wet.
Ancient life. It looked incredibly old, and yet young and green, too.
Uh-oh.
We had now traveled more than 300 million years back into time.
A raft will never get through this swamp. Well, Doc, what do we do now?
We'll have to go through on foot. If we can't make it, we'll just have to turn back. Diary?
Better take that along my swamp journey. Take only what you need, right? Okay. Book. Whatever. Little kid decides to go wander off on his own chasing after some bug or whatever. They're like, whatever, go have fun, you little goof. He goes wandering off into the wild, wicked, jungly swamp and comes across a, whoa. Hey, that's a big old bug. Hey, I like dragonflies, but I don't know about a 3-foot one, Our kid's like, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna eat that fucker. Oh, you ain't eating me. Bzz. Yeah, there he goes. Damn it. I lost him. Oh, well. Oh, what the shit? Yeah, what's that stick gonna do? That thing's gonna jump up and be like, "Blah!" What if they got big mosquitoes? Oh my god, that looks like a snake. No way I'd be out of there. I'm like, to hell with that. I'm not getting bit by no poisonous snake. You're out of your mind. And then he's looking at something. And sees that. What the fuck is that doing there? How the hell did that get there? Whoa. Hey now. Look at that fucking goofy fucker. I do love the sound it makes, though. Oh, smack, smack, fuck you. You little fucker. It's that dude's book. How the hell did that even get over here? That's ridiculous. He makes it back and starts telling about what happened, but they don't give a fuck because they're once again like, God damn it, quit running off, you stupid little fuck.
We were interested, all right. And naturally,
listen here, motherfucker, we're in an ancient world. We ain't got time for these fucking games and you could have been killed.
Get your pants all muddy.
Get off me.
You need to change your clothes.
Me alone.
Poor little guy's traumatized. No, Jojo, not me alone. Us together. Remember that. Later on that afternoon, Jojo's sulking by himself, and Doc is now tripping out because he's like, I lost my diary. Oh no.
the diary. Anything but the diary. All my notes. Directions. Everything gone. Jojo, the diary! Where'd you find it?
If you can't act grown up, we'll put you on a leash. Us dogs can find anything.
Oh, whatever.
You're the greatest bloodhound in the world.
They keep walking out of the swamp and the river is no more.
Grass grew from the earth.
But they keep going.
Then, there on the horizon before us, stretched the greatest spectacle of all. Jojo guessed it. We were witnessing the beginning. We had arrived at the sea.
Oh.
The sea in which life began.
I guess so.
Across the sea, a sea already teeming with millions of microscopic but living organisms. The fiery young earth steamed and cracked with the upheaval of 1,000 volcanoes, gushing red from the furnace of creation.
Oh, shit. Lava time. Cool. Blah, 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 blah. Ah, damn, that's moving fast. That's cool shit. And here where they say they witnessed the beginning of time, and it's literally the Christian version of Genesis. Like, yeah, God created heaven and the earth, void, formless void, all that shit, you know. So far, this movie has been pretty accurate in its description of early life. And then it gets into, like, the creation of the earth and the universe and stuff like that. And this is the only part of the movie where I'm like, nope. I don't think so. And they don't really dwell on it much. They just throw out a few quotes from that story about, you know, making the earth and planting grass and fruit and stuff like that. I don't know how recent or old the Big Bang Theory is and all that stuff. Honestly, like, when we get into the origin of Earth itself as a planet, like, that is so far, far long ago that, like, even if I did know the answer, would it matter? If you're gonna ask me how I believe the Earth was created, well, I do not believe it was created overnight or in 7 days or whatever the hell the story is. I believe it was a long, tedious, trial and error, brutal existence for primitive Earth. It's fascinating to think about to me because it makes me feel small. Does that make sense? All that stress that I go through, all that day-to-day toil, get up, go to work, pay bills, be an adult, all that stuff. I'm just a tiny microscopic speck in an endless ocean of sand. I find comfort in knowing how big and vast and complicated the universe is. There's kind of a psychedelic light show.
The last thing I remember seeing was the inscrutable face of the Indian medicine man, staring hypnotically, still seated at his place in the Haida war canoe.
Ah, it was all the dream.
Museum, I couldn't say. Had we dreamed our journey to the beginning? It seemed so real. I reached for the new diary I prepared especially for this trip. It felt strange.
It's all fucked up.
This is how it looked when Jojo recovered it in that Paleozoic swamp.
Ooh.
Can man transcend the barrier of time? Project himself into the past? Or into the future? I wish I knew.
I love how the movie ends with, another big question. Can we transcend time and go to the past and stuff? I don't know. Nowadays, a person would probably say something like, if the technology's right, the possibilities are endless, I mean. Whereas back then, they were like, hey man, I don't know. You know what? I don't know. Let's leave it at that. How about that? It's almost like looking at a time machine when you're looking at an old movie like this. If you want to know more about the director, you can look it up for yourself, but I'm warning you, it's a rabbit hole. Pretty interesting stuff, to say the least. Nice bit of fucking childhood nostalgia for me that I haven't seen in holy moly long time. 20 years maybe. So, thank you again, Jordan. Good looking out. Big W for you. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. If you liked it, leave a like. And if you're new, consider subbing if you want. No pressure, nothing like that. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. See you later.